in this club there is 5 players, so and so and
Mhm.
so. This club there is so and so and
Yeah.
so.
And then plus it's like if injuries happens, you can always find
Well, was
it.
yeah.
Yeah. So it's like,
So
mhm.
I'm sure that we're not that far from it, and yes,
Okay.
people that will ask and eventually get familiar with it, educated with it, they should be able to use it.
Yeah, and then plus, like I'm gonna say something. I feel like with it, it will also bring a lot of players out of some of these grassroots leagues, and
Right.
they mess around and get a potential. I came from Rose City, and then now I got a English Premier deal, or like it could be one of those type deals that that can catapult a league, a team, just everybody's careers. So like I just feel like it'll open up a lot of doors for a lot of players, just not soccer, plus just in just sports
Sports
and
general.
and also just the industry.
Yep.
All right. So
Yep.
and then also do you think it'll help the league to get more exposure to generate more money and resources with a platform like that?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
To me, it's one thing that, especially here in the United States, we have not. We want to get to that point that some coaches we talk about this is that if let's say that I have a youth team and we made it all the way to U16, U17s. In that, I have one like stat. It's amazing soccer player. These clubs in Europe, so let's say any team in Europe, they start looking at this data and they say we're looking for this particular player with these characteristics. AI is gonna find Joe or whoever that kid is. Now, what I think what the next step is, yes, they found it, but now we need to be, I will say my club needs to be able to get something for prepping this kid for all this 5, 6, 7 years. We don't have that like in contract. We do. So for instance, again, if I send a kid to Europe and he makes it, and then all of a sudden he makes the jump and another jump and all of a sudden now he's worth 50 million.
Yeah. So basically you're trying to talk about like if there was a way that you can own royalties to for players, like especially for the younger club, not the younger clubs, but the smaller club.
Yep.
Should be like kind of like a clause in the contract where you get royalties every time he comes up to go up to each league.
Yep.
He or she